Well, that was the former Arts, Culture and Sports Minister. Mark Devenport, our political editor, is watching events here. Mark, a remarkable performance.
Well, yes, I mean, he certainly hasn't wasted any time. He obviously lost out in the DUP reshuffle, but he is not going to be gagged on this particular issue, which he was obviously in favour of when he was a minister. It also gels with his local interest, given that he's a Lagan Valley MLA, so he's going to continue to push it. And whilst he is playing down the notion of a DUP split and focusing instead on civil servants who he says are on a sort of go slow on this project, you only had to listen to a question which was put first by him and then by Dolores Kelly of the SDLP to Nigel Dodds today to get a completely different emphasis from a DUP minister. Nigel Dodds very much playing up the notion that civil servants could not recommend the value for money aspects of the maze and saying therefore there's nothing really to decide on at this point.
And what's Edwin Poots trying to achieve with this? Is he looking for something new in the ministerial answer, something he doesn't know already, or is he, by asking the questions, putting the knife in?
Well, I think he's trying to probe and open out to the public some of the debates that he knew were going on in any case inside the executive and some of the information that's there. And I think ultimately he doesn't think this is a done deal yet, and he's willing to fight his corner. And it leads to some strange bedfellows, because the question that he put to Martin McGuinness, it wasn't particularly a hostile question to Martin McGuinness, because Martin McGuinness was saying what Edwin Poots wanted to hear, that they weren't going to abandon Plan A. So he is to some extent now dependent on Sinn Féin former colleagues to fight his corner for him.
Well, indeed, it's a question to the office of First and Deputy First Minister, and perhaps it's Peter Robinson who is more sceptical on the project. But we have other news today which we've been reflecting on in our news programmes.
Yes, our colleague Gareth Gordon revealed details of a briefing paper compiled by the office of the First and Deputy First Minister, I think prior to Peter Robinson coming in and taking his job, very much in contrast to the recent Finance Department business plan, which I think would have played up the cost of the maze. This is instead looking at the benefits of the maze, saying that there could be 10,000 new jobs created, that if the executive don't go for this, they could be answerable to the likes of the Audit Office, talking about the fact that if they refuse to go ahead, they could send out a message to the United States that Northern Ireland is not open for business. And also in that briefing paper, there's no specific mention of a preferred bidder, but there's talk about a big American corporation which will provide a conveyor belt of employment opportunities. And our understanding is that the firm in pole position belongs to Ross Perot Jr., and it's known as the Hillwood Corporation. So that's certainly the one that's been involved in discussions.
Mark, many thanks.